rider's position. While they're on the horse, you're going to use large parts of the rider's body. You're going to use their hips. Okay? When you do so, usually we like to have the inside side walker. So that's the person closest to the middle of the ring. Emergency dismount the rider. That's because there's a lot of space between the horse and the next side of the fence, okay? When you emergency dismount to the outside, it's just a little bit more precarious because you've boxed yourself in between the horse and the fence line here. Does that make sense to everybody? It is not against the rules to dismount to the outside. Just if you happen to be in a situation where you can dismount to the inside, we like for that to happen. Now, that doesn't always, the reasons that might not happen are because you're the only sidewalker, you're on the outside, so you'll be emergency dismounting the rider. Or the rider is Superman jumping off to the outside, you're going to have to be the outside sidewalker dismounting the rider. Or, you guys all right over there? Yeah, used it. Oh, okay. Or again, the riders become unbalanced. They're falling off to the outside, so you need to be that person to dismount them. Okay. This can happen while the horse is moving, walking, trotting. It can happen while the horse is standing still. If it's for rider behavior, usually we're able to stop the horse and get the rider off that way. But sometimes that doesn't happen, so you have to do it on the move as well. Whenever you emergency dismount the rider, again, large parts of the body, you're going to slide them down the horse's side, brace their weight against the side of the horse as much as you can, and you're going to bring all their weight down onto your hip. This is where you're going to brace their weight on your hip, okay? If you bring their weight straight down onto your chest, that's going to knock the wind out of you. We do have a lot of tiny, itty-bitty, super cute riders. You just pluck them, and they're off. It's great. But the riders that are larger, again, you're going to bring that weight down onto your hip. Once you've got them on your hip, then you rotate so that you guys are back to front, and you can lower them to the ground. Okay? Then you're going to do your best to keep the rider laying there on the ground for the instructor to come and intervene in the situation. If it's for rider behavior, sometimes you're going to have a hard time keeping them on the ground. They might try and want to pop up. Keep your hands on the rider as much as you can, okay? If it's for injury, if you've ever been on a horse and you've fallen off, usually your first instinct is to get up right away. So that might happen to your rider if they've got adrenaline going. They might want to get up right away. You want to tell them to take deep breaths, stay on the ground, wait for the instructor to come over and assess them physically, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you the emergency dismount now. Does anybody have any questions before I start? Yes?
I'm sure I'll see it, but I'm just having trouble visualizing how the left leg is. Well, I guess it will either go forward or back.
Yeah, it just kind of slides off. It just kind of slides off. Yeah, you'll see it happen. Most of the time, you can have, I tell these guys to just be a sack of potatoes because the rider most likely is not going to be helping you. And they're not going to be swinging their leg one way or the other for you. It's just going to come off of the horse how it comes off of the horse. Okay? If you have two sidewalkers, your sidewalker on the other side can help you with the leg going behind the saddle or in front, okay? Yes?
I don't know if you use these stirrups, but what if the other leg?
We use safety stirrups, so the band is going to pop off the stirrup, and their foot's not going to get stuck in there, okay? Alrighty. Walking. I'll go over here. And do you guys want, no, I guess I'll sit over here so you guys can see from this side. So we're going to walk around, and as we come back this way, I'll pop Kristen off the horse. Oh, forgot. Leader, if you're leading the horse, your job is to remove the horse from the arena, okay? Has to be outside of the arena, not in the far corner, just out and away, as far away as you can get. Like I said, most of the emergency situations we see are because of rider behavior. If you get the rider off the horse, they could pop up and start running full tilt towards their horse, which is an unsafe situation. So we don't want the horse anywhere near the rider. If it's for horse behavior, especially if the horse is acting up, you want them out and away from the rider, okay? So just remove the horse from the arena. You'll see Susie do that because she's the horse leader in this situation. Yeah, oh, sorry.
When you saw it down and they were covering this part,
Mhm.
they were dismounting the rider, they had the leader, I think, stand in front and point the horse.
We're not gonna do that. That is how that particular center likes to do it. We already talked about claustrophobia. If I'm standing here holding a horse like this and there's a rider going buck wild up on that horse's back, they are not gonna like you holding them like this. Again, most of our horses are phenomenal. They probably really wouldn't care that much, but we're not gonna add fuel to a fire. You're gonna sit, if you are able to get the horse to stand still, you're gonna stand to the side just like you do in the ramp, okay? Good question. All right, so we're gonna walk on. So we're just gonna come around and do a little loop here. I'm on the wrong side. Oh, I'm on the wrong side, I guess. I don't know. All right, so Kristen doesn't want to ride her horse anymore. She's acting crazy. And I'm going to dismount her off of her horse. Boom. Her head hit the ground a little much there, but
Luckily helmet.
yeah, luckily she has a helmet on. So then you would stay here with the rider, keeping them on the ground until the instructor comes. Ready to get up?
Yeah, move her down there.
Well, I can't get you up like that. Get